thank you, Ron, very much. Questions? Yes.
I have a comment.
Sure.
First of all, I'd like to say, Ron, I work in this field professionally, actually, monitoring the ionosphere, and I give presentations similar to what you do. And I want to give you a very big thumbs up and thank you. This is very good. I really, the way you presented it and the depth you presented was perfect. I really appreciate that. The work that I do is more related to how the ionospheric variations affect GPS signals. We think about 1.5 gigahertz not bouncing off the ionosphere, but it actually slows it down. And so that in the times of solar maximum, a lot of GPS performance goes quite astray, which is a big problem for autonomous vehicles and precision agriculture and military work.
And airlines.
And airlines, yeah. So it is an interesting field. But my main point was just to say thank you. That was very good.
Well, that's very kind of you to say that. And you're probably so far over my head with what you know. When they talk about citizen scientists, I joke on the ham site when I work with those scientists, and I always joke and I go, I'm the citizen in the group and the rest of you are the scientists, because I am definitely a medical layperson, but it's something I love. So Agent, thank you.
I just have one comment on the citizen science and the solar eclipse party. I did that last time we had a big one in North America. I forget how many years ago that was.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. I got on 80 meters in the middle of the day at like 11:30 in the morning and made contacts. That was really cool. So I encourage everybody, try it and try nighttime bands in the daytime.
Yeah, and if I can sort of back up Ron's comment, obviously being here in Dayton, working with AMSI, is that we're trying to get as many amateurs on the air, okay, to be able to propagate, okay, what's going on. A lot of people, some people said, well, I'm in Florida, it doesn't really matter, I'm not on the path. That's not the issue, because we're looking at how radio signals cross over the path of totality. Okay, we're not necessarily working within the area of totality. So if you're an operator, if you belong to a club, we urge you to get on the air October 14th, and then again on April 8th. The 14th is an annular. The event in the spring is a total eclipse. So again, tell your club, get on the air. Any mode works. Okay. And also if you're an AMDXer, okay, that we're also obviously we're doing an entirely piece, in terms of looking at how AMDXers, looking at the broadcast band and how that's affected, okay, over the period. So anyway, other questions for Ron?
W2JC. I got a couple of things going from the back to the front. The QSO parties. Ron, you didn't mention FT8, but it would seem like that would be excellent because the signal reports from the waterfall are mathematically calculated.
Yeah, and part of that was on purpose, because we could just go, there's so much we could do on it. And that's why I kind of referenced that there's a whole nother presentation on this. Yep. And there's a lot of information on the website. Anyway, yes, you're right. But there was a lot of stuff I actually didn't mention that are.
Yeah, and obviously, we're partnering with PSK Reporter and Reverse Beacon. Obviously, in terms of looking at FT8 and a lot of that, because we're trying to create as much of a data set as we possibly can. So
yep.
Well, I just wanted to bring it up so that people wouldn't think that you were excluding it.
Oh, not me.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
No.
Okay, number 2, the CME in 1989.
Yes.
With the widespread power blackout.
Yeah, the one in Canada.
I seem to recall that the news was blaming some cable on a high tension tower as falling down and shorting out the whole Northeast and everything. I never really heard the news say that it was a CME.
There were, I actually read a book that was just about CMEs and their impact on the Earth. Quite an interesting book. There were quite a few newspaper articles that went to scientists and got it right, but there was far more that blamed it on a whole bunch of stuff and got it wrong. So yes, you're right. There were articles written that said that.
I think this is the first time I've actually heard it blamed on the CME. My last one is on your slide where you showed the rotation of the sun.
Yep.
And said that at the equator, the days were shorter. But the numbers on your slide show that near the North Pole, the numbers are bigger.
Yeah. Yep.
Your numbers are bigger at the poles, which means the days were longer.
It takes 25 days for a spot on the equator to rotate and come back to its original spot.
Yeah.
It takes about 35 days for a spot to rotate around and come back to the original spot. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, wait a minute. I was right.
You were right.
It's going to be longer. I was right, and I didn't even know it. All right. Any other questions?
Hearing none, I get the last word. So Ron, I just want to say thanks on behalf of all of us. I mean, I've sat through a lot of presentations. The basics on this, I came away, I took a lot of notes. Actually going to help me tomorrow when I'm talking to the group here at AMSI. So, but it's just really great presentation, and thank you for doing it. So.
Thanks. That was kind of you for saying that. And if you ever in the future, I have another one that's really popular. In fact, I just did it at Visalia at the DX convention, and I've done it in many other places. And it's about some of the pioneers of DXing, and it just takes kind of a humorous personal look from about 1906 to about 1960. So if you ever have DXers in your group that would be interested, I could sure come back.
Some of the
and do
topics
that.
for our coffee talks are certainly around historical.
Do that sometime.
Certainly
So,
look in terms of where we are. So.
all right. Well, this is perfect. My wife
Yep.
just texted that dinner just came out of the oven.
He's
Again,
got to go. So.
thank you for the invite.
Yep.
Thank you for your courtesy and the kind comments. And I wish your club nothing but success and great things in the future.
Thanks very much, Ron. And for all of you who are our guests tonight, hopefully you came away with a real positive impression in terms of our coffee talks and also our club. And we hope you'll join us again next month. Again, go to our website, FairlawnARC.org, where you can download our newsletter, award-winning newsletter, as well as obviously the calendar of events for the speakers for the remainder of 2023. So thank you again, Ron. So yeah.
I'm seeing I'm seeing some questions in the chat.
In the chat. Okay. Yeah.
You're always welcome to email me.
Yes.
Actually, after these presentations, it's very common that I will get a bunch of emails. And so you're welcome to do that. I'll also try to get in and take a look at the, Tom, I'm sorry. That's not a good way to remember that year. So sorry about that. So, all right. Take care, everybody. I'm going to get off now. So we'll see
73s, everybty. So
thanks
for being with us tonight. Take care.
I just want to thank everybody for being muted tonight. We didn't have any problems with the unmuted people tonight.
Yeah, for a night there, Zoom could have been a real challenge for us. So because we did have a lot of problems getting on tonight. So anyway, thank you all in 73s. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.